Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're looking at MetaMask developers.
Oh.
Those brilliant minds behind the apps that make all of our blockchain dreams come true.
Right.
If you're thinking about hiring one, you are definitely in the right place.
Yeah.
We've got some incredible insights from theperfectdeveloper.com.
Nice.
It's like the ultimate resource for finding top-notch developers.
Cool.
And they have this awesome MetaMask developers playbook.
I've heard of that.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this really cool tool called the 5 questions that makes the whole hiring process way simpler.
Oh, very cool.
And you can try it out right now at theperfectdeveloper.com.
I will.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Yeah.
So let's dive right in with our expert here. And maybe you can tell me what exactly is a MetaMask developer and why is everybody looking for them these days?
Well, it all starts with MetaMask itself.
Right.
Think of it as like a digital key to this whole world of decentralized applications, or dApps, as the cool kids call them.
Apps.
Yeah, you know those applications that are built on blockchain technology?
I've heard of them.
They offer like way better security and transparency.
That's great.
And MetaMask developers are like the architects of all these dApps.
Okay.
They bridge that gap between like normal people like us and like the amazing possibilities of this whole blockchain world.
So they're not just coders.
No.
They're kind of like digital pioneers.
Yeah, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of skills would make a MetaMask developer like really stand out from the crowd?
Well, they need a strong command of languages like Solidity and Viper.
Okay.
Those are like the building blocks of smart contracts.
Yeah.
You know, those self-executing agreements on the blockchain.
I think I've heard of those.
Yeah. So Solidity, for example, is like the foundation of a house.
Oh, okay.
Providing like the structure and logic for these contracts to automate these like super complex transactions.
Okay, so it sounds very complicated.
Yeah, but technical skills are just one part of it.
Okay, so what else should we be looking for? I mean, I would guess that problem solving is probably pretty crucial in this whole like fast-paced blockchain world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This blockchain landscape is constantly evolving.
Oh, yeah.
So being able to adapt and like always wanting to learn new things is essential.
Right.
They also need like a deep understanding of security protocols.
Okay.
Think about it this way.
Yeah.
MetaMask developers are building those digital vaults
Okay.
that hold people's precious assets.
Yeah, their money.
Exactly. So security is like super important.
That makes perfect sense.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so let's say I'm ready to hire.
Great.
Where do I even begin to find these super talented developers?
Well, theperfectdeveloper.com like breaks down this whole search process beautifully.
Okay.
They highlight all these diverse platforms like Upwork and TopTal for freelancers.
Yeah.
And then communities like GitHub and Reddit, where developers hang out, they share their work, they collaborate. And then there's also these like blockchain specific job boards and recruitment agencies.
Okay.
Knowing where to look can save you so much time and effort.
So it's kind of like we're navigating a digital maze here.
Yeah, I like that.
But with the right map, we can get to that treasure, which in this case is the perfect developer.
Perfect.
But speaking of treasure, let's talk about cost.
The big question.
Yeah, what kind of salary ranges are we looking at when we want to hire a MetaMask developer?
Well, theperfectdeveloper.com gives us some great insights on that.
And loud.
Salaries vary like a lot based on like location and experience.
Sure.
But in the US, you're probably looking at like somewhere between $100,000 to $180,000 per year for a full-time developer.
Wow, those are some serious numbers.
Yeah.
What about other regions? Are there like more cost-effective options out there?
Absolutely.
Good.
Europe's a little bit lower,
Okay.
averaging between like 70,000 and 120,000 euros.
Euros, okay.
Yeah. And then Asia tends to be even more affordable with salaries from like $40,000 to $80,000.
Okay, so there are some options out there.
Yeah.
But it's not all about cost, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's also about finding those emerging tech hubs.
Yeah.
Where all the cool talent is.
Absolutely.
So tell me more about these hidden gems. Where should we be looking like outside of Silicon Valley?
Well, theperfectdeveloper.com highlights some really cool regions.
Okay.
Think like India,
Oh, yeah.
Eastern Europe, and parts of Southeast Asia.
Interesting.
These places offer like a really good mix of skilled developers and competitive rates.
Okay.
Makes them like a really good alternative.
Wow. It's amazing how like global this whole tech world is becoming.
Yeah.
So let's say we found a few like promising candidates.
Okay.
How do we decide, do we go full-time, part-time, do we outsource?
That's a big decision.
Yeah.
And luckily, theperfectdeveloper.com gives some great guidance on this.
Thank goodness.
So a full-time developer is like the best choice.
Right.
If you are like all in on blockchain
Okay.
and you're building like a long-term dApp ecosystem.
So you're serious about this?
Yeah, they become like a real part of your team.
Right.
And they grow with the project.
So it's like having a dedicated architect.
Exactly.
Who really knows the vision from the beginning.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about those times when like a full-time hire isn't really the best option?
Well, if you're just kind of testing things out with a smaller project.
Okay.
Or maybe you have like limited resources.
Right.
A part-time developer can be a good choice.
Yeah.
Lets you like dip your toes in the water.
Get your feet wet.
Exactly.
Without like going all in.
Yeah. And then outsourcing is another really good option.
Okay.
Especially if you don't have a lot of blockchain expertise in-house.
Right.
You can find these specialized firms.
Okay.
They handle everything.
So they do it all.
From development to deployment.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it seems like we have a lot of options for all different stages and sizes of projects.
For sure.
But theperfectdeveloper.com also warns us about some common mistakes that people make.
Yeah.
So what are some of those things that we need to avoid?
One of the biggest ones is underestimating just how complex blockchain development is.
Okay.
It's a very specialized field.
Yeah.
It needs a deep understanding of like cryptography.
Okay.
Consensus mechanisms.
Those are like the rules, right?
Yeah, like the rules that govern a blockchain.
Okay.
And then like decentralized architectures.
So it's a lot.
It's a lot. Don't be fooled by someone who's just like dabbled in a little bit.
So we need to be very thorough in vetting these candidates.
Yes.
And making sure that they have like
the knowledge.
Yeah, the knowledge.
Yeah.
What other red flags should we be on the lookout for?
Look at their portfolios.
Agreed.
Make sure they've done relevant projects.
Okay.
Especially ones with MetaMask integration.
So they have actual experience.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words.
That's true.
And you want to see what they can really do.
Right.
Also, remember, security is super important.
Yeah.
Make sure that your potential hire knows all about security best practices.
Okay.
To protect your dApp from, like, vulnerabilities.
Right. So it's not just about the technical stuff.
No.
It's also about understanding security.
Yes, very much so.
Okay. Any other advice from theperfectdeveloper.com on how to make the right decision when hiring?
Yeah. They say it's super important to do a good technical interview.
Okay.
And ideally, you have like a blockchain expert helping you with that.
So get somebody who really knows what they're doing.
Exactly. They can dig into all the technical details and really figure out if the candidate knows their stuff.
So they're like the seasoned navigator.
Yes.
Helping us through this complicated world.
I like that.
And don't forget.
Yeah.
You have to define your project requirements.
Right from the start.
Yeah, right from the get-go.
Like super clearly.
So it's like a roadmap.
Exactly.
For your developers, so there's no confusion.
No confusion.
So communication is key.
Absolutely.
This is all such great advice.
I'm glad.
We've talked about so much already.
Yeah.
Like what a MetaMask developer is.
Right.
How to find them.
Yep.
How to hire them.
Yep. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
But it's exciting.
Yeah. Before we wrap things up, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What are the perfectdeveloper.com's like final thoughts on all of this?
Well, the big takeaway is that even if you find like the most perfect MetaMask developer, this world is constantly changing.
Yeah, it moves so fast.
It's amazing today. Could be old news tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's all about staying flexible and, you know, always keep learning.
So like encouraging that kind of curiosity and learning on your team.
Exactly. Encourage your developers to, you know, try new things, stay up to date and like push the boundaries.
Yeah, you got to keep moving in this world.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we have learned so much from theperfectdeveloper.com.
It's a great resource.
About this whole world of MetaMask developers.
Yeah.
From figuring out what they even do.
Right.
To finding the right one for your project.
Yeah, they make it a lot easier. It seems like there's such a valuable resource for anyone.
Oh, absolutely.
Who wants to get into this whole exciting world.
Yeah, for sure.
Do they have any like final words of wisdom for us?
Yeah, their big thing is that finding the right MetaMask developer can really make or break your project.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so to like get started, head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try out the 5 questions tool.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
It helps you figure out what you need.
Right.
And then find the perfect developer for you.
So it's like your own personal guide.
Yeah, exactly.
So to wrap things up, if you're looking to hire a MetaMask developer, check out theperfectdeveloper.com.
For sure.
They've got everything you need to make your search a success.
Yeah, they make it so much easier.
All right, that's it for this deep dive into MetaMask developers.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and good luck with your hiring.